Hey friends, Gerald here. Welcome to this video. Today, I'm going to share with you why I started and more importantly, how I started investing in cryptocurrencies. So yes, you heard me right. I said investing and not speculating in currencies. I'll explain myself a little bit more details in the later part of the video. And for those of you that are, returning back or know me, that I haven't posted in about a week or so, I have some juicy updates for you. I'm going to leave all of that at the end, so for those of you that are new, you don't get distracted by those juicy updates at the end. So just a very quick background of myself. I was like a value investor kind of, where I try to seek out good businesses with a moat that can generate consistent and growing cash flows for a long period of time. Basically like a Warren Buffett methodology to learn how to invest in good businesses, right? So then the question is, why would holding currencies be any sort of investing? Is it able to produce cash flow? And the answer is yes. I started to venture into cryptocurrencies. The first thing I did was to start to venture into mining a little bit, and then I started to explore all the different things in the decentralized finance space, and I started to realize a lot of functions within the cryptocurrency space kind of acts like a business, and that is what started to get me very excited, because that means that there are solid, or in my opinion, wonderful investing opportunities within the cryptocurrency space. Then some of you might be shocked, like, what? Isn't cryptocurrencies, just buying and holding Bitcoin or Ethereum or at best maybe Polkadot, hold the coins and let it grow? So that's what I thought when I think about cryptocurrencies. But then I started researching deeper and deeper, and trust me, this goes really deep down the rabbit hole. But I do not want to bore you with all the details. I mean, hypothetically, if I were to give you a red pill and blue pill, would you take the red pill and see how deep this rabbit goes?
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Anyway, so when it comes to the different roles in the decentralized finance space, let me just kind of briefly share with you where business-like fields within the cryptocurrency space. So yes, if you hold a currency, right, it's just like trading your Singapore dollars to United States dollars, or your US dollars to like Malaysian dollars. It really isn't investing, because you're just trading currency. So if I can equate some of the roles that are available in the personal finance space, I think the first one would be like being the money changer. So basically, people need to change from Singapore dollars to US dollars, for example. So if you were to help people swap, so you must accept, one of the currency or the other currency, and in return you give the other currency at a slightly lower exchange rate, and you earn a small fee of the spread. So that's like being the money changer. That's one. Number two, you can be like the person that authenticates or verifies that the money is real. In Singapore, at least the government shows that all the Singapore notes are real. So in cryptocurrency space, there's no such government because it's decentralized. So we have people who mine, or the people who stake their coins to kind of verify transactions to make sure that they're real. So that's another place where you can kind of set up like a business and earn cash flow. The third place where you can get cash flows from cryptocurrency is basically acting kind of like a bank. So what do I mean by bank? So in cryptocurrencies, there isn't like a centralized bank where you can put your money in. Well, there's kind of, but imagine you can replace the role of the bank, what would you do? Basically, what you can do is you can lend money out and collect interest. So lending money out to collect interest has been available since the development of finance, for hundreds of years. On the other side of the equation, people that lend, or the banks that lend money out, collect depositors and pay them like interest rates of your savings account. So in essence, even in cryptocurrencies, you can deposit money and collect saving interest rates. So instead of lending out, which is a lot more risky, you can put it kind of like a savings account and collect interest. And a lot of the risk comes from which currency you decide to use to lend money or to save as a savings account, right? So there are like a lot safer assets like US-backed kind of currencies, like your stable coins. And then there are a lot riskier, high growth, speculative kind of assets like your Ethereum and your, millennial gold, your Bitcoin, that people use to save money or lend Bitcoins out. But the idea is brilliant. Imagine you can take the place of the bank, or along in this case, because the interest rates are so freaking high, you can lend money or put your money in a savings account and collect interest on a regular basis automatically. Isn't that amazing? And it is because of these reasons, Warren Buffett often says that, if you hug gold, you can polish the gold. It doesn't produce more gold. But in this case, if you lend out your money or your cryptocurrencies, it then becomes kind of like a business which generates cash flow on a consistent basis. And that's why I call this an investment, because it produces a cash flow, an expected return, and I'm comfortable doing this or investing in this for the long term. Of course, some of you might disagree with me, this is not investing. Sure, please leave it in the comment section below. I'm happy to hear your thoughts. But in my opinion, I think this is a good area of exploration. That doesn't mean you should put all your money in. As always, diversify, but I'm comfortable putting much more than 1%, in which I previously mentioned in my previous video. Okay, so now enough of the fluff. Let's get on to how do you actually do it. So there are two ways to do it. The first is you can use like a broker. So a very popular broker that I would highly recommend to everyone is Binance.com. Affiliate links in the description below, so feel free to check it out at no cost to you. And the second way is completely DIY, which is to go through a decentralized exchange. So a decentralized exchange basically means you do not go through like an intermediary. Everything is at your own risk. So there is real risk here. So as always, investing is risky. Do your own research. DIY is much riskier, but the payout is much better. So I'm going to show you both of them right now. All right, so I'm at the wallet page of Binance.com, not .sg, because if you look at my .sg, it's still pending verification, and it's been like 2 full weeks. Okay, so go to the homepage, and in order for you to figure out all the different financial instruments, it's actually under the finance section and finance earn. So under earn, you'll be able to see like the overview of every single thing. So flexible saving is basically like a savings account, and Bitcoin only gets like 1.2% per annum on and 5.7. So the thing to note about this, right, is that it decreases as more and more people put their money into the savings account. So how Binance earns this money is that they basically provide margin to traders who trade on Binance and pay out a portion of those interests to you for lending Binance your money. So your money, according to them, is insured and is very safe, but it's not insured completely. So it's a lot riskier than putting it in a bank, but it's not like you are supposedly or theoretically at risk of losing your capital. So there are people that got scammed before on Binance.com, as in they got hacked, but now I think it's been a couple years since then, and Binance is a lot safer right now. So that's flexible saving, 1.2%, 5.7%, and so forth. But do bear in mind, this 1.2% is per annum on a linear scale. Binance pays interest on a daily basis. So when you compound it at 1.2% daily, it's actually a lot higher than 1.2, but it's still, not so fantastic. BUSD, USDT, DT, which is like stable coins, they perform, they're practically tied to the US dollar. The returns are much, much higher. And then this fixed terms is like, think of it as your fixed deposit in a bank. So you can 7 days, 14 days, 90 days. Again, they pay on a daily basis, which is insane if you tell me. So then the next thing you can do is staking. Staking is kind of like mining, but instead of using GPUs to mine, you use your coins to stake. It's a little bit more complex, but the general idea is kind of like providing authentication for the platform, and in return you get paid extremely high. Use 14.79%, 40.56%. So for this, right, there is no like currency denominated type of staking. It's always risky type coins, and therefore the returns are higher. So you don't really risk losing your coins, but the value of the coins will fluctuate quite rapidly. So that's why the returns are relatively high. But this is also to note that the more people start staking, the lesser the returns become. So like for when I first started, I think BUSD was like 7.5%, and this was probably closer to 22-23%, and now it's a lot lower, as you can see. So then moving lower, you can see the high risk products, which is like your DeFi staking, which is your decentralized finance type of staking. So Binance, while it's a broker, works with a third party, so they kind of get them on Binance platform, and you can see the returns are much higher as compared to working directly with Binance. And then of course there's LiquidSwap. So LiquidSwap, I created a new tab. Basically, you are providing liquidity, kind of like a money changer, right? And then you earn from the spread. So every time people change money, you take a cut. So therefore, you can see it's 5.8%, but Binance sweetens the deal by giving you an additional 4.49% in BNB. So that means BNB is the Binance native or governance token. So they'll give you 5.8% in this, as well as 4.4 in BNB token. So innovation are like the higher risk type assets like your Ethereum, Bitcoin. So stable coins are basically your US dollar pegged type of coin. So it's BUSD, USDT pegged to the US dollar basically. And your innovation usually consists of one relatively risky asset such as your Ethereum in this case, and there's Ethereum here, and then there's your GBP. Wait a minute, why is this in innovation? But anyways, usually innovation consists of one risky asset and one safer asset. The advantage of using a broker like Binance is that they make things really simple. All you need to do is just decide you want to add Bitcoin or wrap Bitcoin, add either one, add the number, click, bam, done. Everything is done for you, and your money is kept safely by Binance.com. So if you notice, I haven't really talked much about loans. So when it comes to lending money out, I think the platform that I go to would be your Blockfi. So Blockfi is this. Just so you know, I have a referral code at the bottom. So I think if you use it, you get like free $20 in Bitcoin to get started. So all you need to do is like deposit a fixed amount of dollars. So basically what Blockfi does is that they lend your money out to others. So if I want to, trade or leverage a trade, what I can do is I can use my crypto as collateral and then borrow another type, or like US dollars, for example, to buy a house. On the other hand, if you're putting your money in to lend to others, you get relatively high return on your investment. Like remember on Binance, it was like 1.2% on your savings account. But if you're lending your money out to others, you see the return here is like 6%. So it's a lot higher and it compounds daily. So that makes this number probably closer to like 30 to 40% a year, which is really insane. But bear in mind, Blockfi is kind of like a broker. They manage things for you. So not to mention, if you scroll down, they actually have an app to help you track everything on the go. It makes things a little bit easier, but that means that it's not as good as like you're doing it yourself in a decentralized finance space. So now the next thing we're going to do is talk about the decentralized finance space. So basically you're doing everything on your own, including storing your money on your own. The saying is that not your keys, not your crypto. So if you're going to do everything on your own, the risk is that someone could a lot more easily hack in your own account. You can misplace your seed phrase and never be able to access your account. But if you're willing to take all these risks, you are compensated immeasurably. So let's look at like Venus Protocol. Venus Protocol is okay, so just to backtrack a little bit, there's actually different blockchains, right? So there's the Bitcoin blockchain, there's the Ethereum blockchain. So everything I'm doing right now is in the third largest blockchain, known as Binance Smart Chain. So the reason why I go to the third biggest blockchain is because every transaction in the biggest blockchain is extremely expensive. I think in Bitcoin, every transaction is like $35. In Ethereum, it's like everything is like $15. So in Binance, everything is like 15 to 30 cents. So that's why I'm in Binance Smart Chain. Not very wealthy. So you will start to see, right, as I get started in everything, there is a lot of approval and transaction processes which will cost you a lot of money. So everything is literally DIY. So I'm going to run through with you in a very elementary level. So basically, do a lot more research before you get started into this. Feel free to ask me in the comment section below. So let's get started. So this is basically a lending platform. And if you notice immediately, if you want to lend BUSD 9%, it's a lot higher, right? So so the lending, in order to lend your money, all you need to do is click the button, enable as collateral. You notice you need to confirm the transaction. So everything requires this thing called gas fee. This is probably going to be like 15 cents. So this is denominated in the blockchain's own currency. So in this case, I'm going to just, for the sake of you guys, show you how this is done. Okay, so if I max everything, this is what I can put. No, but I can't put everything because it's too dangerous. So I'm going to just put 7, borrow limit, supply. So if I want to supply, immediately they're going to ask me to confirm the transaction. And again, I'm going to have to pay money. See, everything requires to confirm and pay. All right, so my money has been added to Venus app. As you can see, my balance has been deducted and it's over here. So that was one transaction paid just to send money into the decentralized platform. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to actually enable the lending process. So enable as collateral requires me to pay again. So that's like 2 payments just to get it set up. So you want to withdraw, you're going to have multiple transactions along the way. In fact, for me to just send the money from Binance to my own wallet is one transaction. So basically, I paid for 3 different transactions in order for me to even start lending my money. Whereas in Binance.com, click of a button, all the fees are there, one shot, everything is done for you. So that's the problem with decentralized finance. Everything is on your own. See, apparently there's some sort of issue with the transaction. I thought I paid for it. Okay, so I'm just going to ignore because I believe it went through. So there is also a delay time in this. So let's just see what happened. So let's just see what happened. So as you can see, right, I've done this live for you. I paid like 30 cents live on YouTube. So if you can help me smash the like button, that would help me out so much. There we go, it works now. Next thing you can do is again being a money changer on the decentralized finance space. So that is where you get insane returns. So this is a auto farm network. Basically what they allow you to do is to auto compound the money that you make, right? So you notice now BUSD is like 40%. USDT is like 50%. Every day is like 0.15%. So if you want to be a money changer where you provide money to 2 different pools, that's where the yield becomes like 100+%, 200+% a year. So every day you're getting like 50%, 0.5% of your cash. They even break down like the details that they're using. In this case is WBNB and Auto token. So notice the tokens are getting very remote. They're no longer like the top 3 biggest coins. So this is where you're getting into a much higher risk situation. And of course, in return, you get significantly higher return. So by being a money changer in this, you basically make like 210% a day, and that is insane. So that is basically the guide 101. So basically, you need to do a lot more research before getting into this because it's a lot easier to lose money if you're not sure what you're investing in. You invest in, for example, this auto coin, which you have no idea because it's giving you like 1,000,000% a year. So the decentralized app that I use to compound my money is called bVaults. So currently I have like 500, actually it's a little bit more, almost $600 worth in this platform. Basically what happens is that while providing liquidity as kind of like a money changer, this bVaults is a decentralized app that acts as an auto compounder. So in the crypto space, right, rewards are paid in like per block, and per block is 3 seconds. So imagine getting paid 0.00001% per 3 seconds, which is then compounded. So even though it's like probably 10% a year, but because you're compounding at a rate of per 3 seconds, that rate becomes like an insane figure. So how insane it is, regular numbers are like 0.9%, is like 300% a year, but if you compound at a 3-second rate, it becomes 2,000% a year. So if you scroll down and you see some of the returns, 1,000,000% a year. So if you put $100, it becomes like $100,000 in a year. And that's why I put like $117 to see what happens. I think I put some money here. That's right. So I put this here. So within a day, you can see I've already gotten like, this is probably close to $9. So I've gotten $9 out of $300 that I put in just one day. So the returns are insane, but there is a huge risk of the coins basically going to zero. So that's why this ventures into like speculation territory, but the returns are insane. So bear in mind, all this hinges on the fact on whether this token or this coin actually survives at the end of the year, because chances are this is a very unpopular, lesser known coin, and therefore the chance of this coin going to literally zero is very, very high. So that's why hence the extremely high returns on investment and very little people putting in their money. You see only 800,000 people invested into this, which is in the crypto space very small. Like you can see this ramen is like only $18,000 invested. And if you want any tip, like a step-by-step guide on how to do farming, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, and I'm happy to share with you updates on my portfolio as well as the updates on, or a step-by-step guide on how to do farming on the decentralized finance space. Phew, so that was a lot of things to take in one video. I hope it was helpful. Anyways, on to the juicy update. So I've been working in a lot of things. So the first thing that I've been working on is this bad boys over here. That's right, I've been trying to learn how to set up the rigs, and I've been relatively successful at that. So right now, let me just show you real quick how much I'm making a month. Yeah, it's in US dollars, by the way. That's a full-time income right now. I found the best mining pool, which a lot of people is not talking about. It's a Singapore-based company, and it's by NUS professors, by the way. Amazing stuff. So I trust this company a lot. But the problem is that in the mining space, there's a lot of risk going on right now. So in about 3 to 4 months, we expect a huge hit to earnings, probably about half the amount. So I've been very stressed out over all this. That's first. Second thing is that my wife just got a PR, so we are trying to apply for BTO. And my gosh, open booking, major disaster, so stressful. But I learned a lot of things along the way. So I'm happy to discuss and share with you guys how to improve your chances of open booking, probably in another video. So that's the second big update. Then the third big update is about my options portfolio. I haven't really been talking much since the January options portfolio. So January was a brilliant month. I made like $3,000+ in February, where all the tech stocks crashed. My portfolio was hit really badly. And then this week, I think I started to recover all those losses. So I want to talk about that as well, but I didn't have a chance to do it because I've been working on the open booking application. So really busy, really stressed out. So for those of you that have been following me, I just wanted to share with you all those brilliant updates. I want to start talking more about investing stuff, but I really want to know what you think. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and check out my other cryptocurrencies video here, or check out my stock trading, option trading video over here. And I'll see you over here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.